Join me for this quick total body workout that uses a 9-inch Pilates ball. You're going to want to look for an anti-burst ball that you can place between your knees. And if you don't have a ball, you can use a yoga block. So put the ball between your knees and squeeze very gently to activate your inner thighs and your pelvic floor. We're going to begin with an ab exercise. Touch the area that's between your hip bones and above your pubic bone. That area is the area that's going to be activated. So gently drawn in as you engage that deep, deep core, your pelvic floor and your low abs. So let's begin by taking a breath in, and then as you exhale, feel that lower deep core activate. Now take another breath in, expand all around, and then as you exhale, engage that pelvic floor and deep, deep low ab area. Hold that engaged core so your pelvic floor is lifted, your low abs are pulled in, and you're going to gently crunch upwards, lifting your shoulders just a tiny bit up off the ground. Arms are wide out to the sides. So try not to crunch your neck too much. Keep your neck long and your elbows extended out to the sides as you gently lift your shoulders just a little bit off the floor. You can also have your arms forward. Exhale every time you crunch and keep those deep, deep abs pulled in, the pelvic floor lifted. I like to keep my low back flat against the floor as I exhale and crunch to help really keep that deep, deep core engaged and strong. We're almost done. Let's just do a couple more with your hands behind your head and arms out wide to the side, pulling in the low belly every time you crunch, and then rest. Breathe deeply before you engage your core again. So now we're going to move into another abdominal exercise. This one is quite advanced. If your low back arches off the floor, then you need to stop and not do this exercise. Keep your low back pressed into the floor as you lift with an exhale, those knees up toward your chest. Keep your low abs pulled in, and exhale every time you lift those legs. You can touch your tiptoes down toward the floor or your heels. Play with this. I find it more challenging to touch my heels toward the floor, but make sure again to keep your low abs, your deep core pulled in. Don't let it bulge or pooch up. Keep your back close to the floor. Do not let your low back arch. And you are exhaling every time you lift those knees toward the chest. Keeping the ball squeezed between the knees to activate the center line. Don't let that low back arch. We're almost done. Keep going. Slow and controlled. Exhale every time you lift. And now feet flat on the floor. We're going to go straight into a bridge. So inhale to expand, exhale to engage your core, and then roll your hips up off the ground. Touch your hips down and then lift up, squeezing your glutes, pressing into your heels of your feet as you lift your hips toward the sky. Really working the backs of the legs and of course the inner thighs since the ball is squeezed between your knees. So keep going, and we're going to change it up in just a second. Hold it in a tall bridge and then lift just your right hip up toward the sky, and then your left hip lifts toward the sky. So you're alternating right hip lifts and then left hip lifts. So your hips are both lifting off the floor every time you do this, but one side is lifting a little more than the other. So lift that left hip a little more than the right hip, and then lift the right hip a little more than the left hip. Just going back and forth, alternating the right hip lifting and then the left hip lifting, and feel that stretch of the front of your hips and the strengthening in the glutes. We're almost done. Okay, wrap it up. Make sure you feel even between the two sides. Inhale to expand, exhale to engage. Now hold on behind your thighs, and on an exhale, you're going to rock yourself up to a seated position. Now, coming into a triceps dip, you are going to lift your hips up off the floor. Your hands can be out at about a 45-degree angle or fingers pointing forward, whichever feels better for you. You're going to point your elbows straight back toward the back of the room and then straighten your arms. So elbows back and then straighten the arms. Keep your hips lifted, keep the ball squeezed between your knees, activating your inner thighs and your pelvic floor, and breathe. Now lift those hips, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then drop your hips toward the floor. We're gonna do another abdominal exercise after a few little circles of the heart to release and relax and mobilize your spine. Now engage your deep core muscles, pelvic floor lifts, low abs pull in, and you're going to rotate and twist. Bring your left arm, tap it behind you, and then your right arm, tap it behind you. Keeping your core strong the whole time and breathing every time you twist, you exhale. So exhale. If you want to add a little bit of leg activation, you are going to straighten your leg as you reach back. So right leg straightens as the right arm reaches back, left leg straightens as the left arm reaches back. Straightening the leg as you twist, keeping your core pulled in and breathing. Exhale every time you twist. Make sure that pelvic floor is lifted and those low abs are pulled in as you breathe and lean back, trying to keep your spine long and not too rounded. We want to keep our spine as straight and tall as possible. Now circle out the spine a couple more times just because it feels so good. And for our next move, you're going to gently and carefully hold on behind your thighs. Exhale as you roll down one vertebra at a time. And bring the ball under your hips and just stretch out. Stretching out the front of your hips, opening up your chest. You're going to have your arms behind you like I'm showing with my arms overhead. Stretching out the front of the body. Full extension. Just take a deep, deep breath. We're going to move into a couple of really wonderful mobility exercises. So for this next move, this is great for our shoulders and arms and our back. Lay on your belly and your hands are on the ball. Now, breathe with this. You are going to exhale as you arch your back and pull the ball toward you. So you're pulling the ball toward you, exhaling and arching your back. The ball rolls toward you and then the ball rolls forward. The ball rolls toward you and then the ball rolls forward. Every time you arch your back, that ball rolls toward you. Just a couple more of these. Great for spinal mobility and arm strength. Just be sure you're breathing. And now take a minute to just rest and rock out your hips, rock them side to side. T your arms, so your arms are out to the sides in a T shape. Bend your left knee and then drop that leg behind you. So your leg, your foot is touching behind you on the ground. You're opening up the hip. And then come back onto your belly. Keep your arms in the T shape. Bend up your right knee. And then drop that right foot behind you. So you're opening the hip. Knee points up toward the ceiling. And then come back onto your belly. Next, we're going to move into puppy pose, one of my favorite exercises. On an exhale, you are going to come up so that your hips are over your knees and your arms are stretching forward. I love this stretch for stretching and releasing the pelvic floor, the hips. It also opens the heart and chest. Now we're going to move straight into child's pose. So these are just quick little stretches, quick little mobility exercises. In child's pose, take a deep breath, relaxing, releasing your back, your hips, breathing deeply into your low back, your low belly. And if you liked this video, know that I offer online pelvic wellness courses and retreats for women. So keep informed about all of my offerings by joining my email list. And in exchange, I'll send you a 3-day jumpstart to vibrant pelvic health. The link is in the video description and also in the pinned comment. We'll see you next time.